So if you've been playing Numerous and you win more than 10 games on level 1, you get to level 2, in which case you get to play 2 games a day. So it's like the same game, but it's the second part. And if you got there, you saw this today. Now, that solution up there, 4.857142, repeating, looks scary. But it's not. In fact, I'm going to show you a trick, and you're going to realize that you already kind of know the answer once you see this thing. And this is called the sevens trick. So if you look here, what we have is dividing by 7 gives you this long repeating digit. And if you look, it's 142,857. And if you just look at those numbers, 142,857, 142,857. Now, 2 divided by 7 is a repeating decimal 2,85714. Notice it's the same numbers, they're just shifted. The number sequence kind of starts over again, except when you're dividing by 2, it starts on the third number in. Now, if we go down to 3 divided by 7, you'll notice that it again is the same repeating digits. The only difference is that it's shifted such that it starts on the second number of the sequence. So it's 428,571. Now, if we I'll pull open a calculator here and I'll show you something. If we decide, what if we want to do by 4? We'll say 4 divided by 7. And you'll notice, again, it's that same repeating decimal pattern. It's 142,857. So essentially, it's always the same pattern. So 1 through 6, and then 7 divided by 7 would be 1. And then if you did 8 divided by 7, you notice it goes in one time, and then there's 1 left over. So then 1 divided by 7 would be 1/7, which would take you back to the 0.142857. So we do 8 divided by 7 is 1 and 142,857. It's the same numbers that are there every time. So we can make this go away for a second, and I could just say, well then, I notice that there's a pattern to how the numbers operate. So divided by 1 starts here. Divided by 2 starts on the third one, on the third number, third place in. Divided by 3 starts on the second place in. And so I just kind of memorize. It's just like a times table. And I'm like, okay, so that's, it goes from 1, it starts to 3, and then it goes to the second place, it goes to the 5 place, it goes to the 6th place, and then goes to the 4 place. So if we just said there's 6 numbers here, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can just tell you that if we I don't need to use the calculator. I could just say that it's actually going to be 6 divided by 7 is 0.857142. So let's just pull up a calculator and do it. So we could say 6 divided by 7 is, there you have it, 857,142. So what does this tell us about this game Numerus, this particular game? Well, you'll notice that I ended on that 857,142. So this would be 6 divided by 7. However, you don't see any 6s here. However, there's a 7, so you know that you're dividing by 7. So whenever you see that set of repeating numbers, you always know that you're dividing by 7 somehow. You're dividing by 7, or you're subtracting a divide by 7 by something else. So that's how you know that what you're doing here. So when I'm looking at this, what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to figure out what am I dividing 7 by. And so you could use that trick, you could use the positions, but you almost kind of don't need to, because what you realize is that in order to get the first number, 4, anything near a 4, you have to get 7 to divide into something actually quite a number of times. So if we just look at the options that we have here, we could connect, we could say 33. So 7 goes into 33 4 times, and with 5 left over. So, because 4 times 7 is 28, and then that would be 2 to 30, and 3 would make 5. So that would be 5/7. It would be 4 and 5/7. But what you notice is that if we did our little trick to figure out what position that would be, it's just not this decimal. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would start on 7. So it would be 7. It would be 4.71428.5, and that's not what we want. So then we could say, okay, fine. Well, it's not 33. What about 31? So again, 7 goes into 31 4 times 28, but then now it's 3. So we'd say, okay, well, 3. Well, then, what is 3/7? And so we could again do the thing. We'd say it's 1, 2, 3. Well, that would start on 4. So it goes in 4 times, but it's 4.428571, and that's not what we're looking for. Ultimately, we could then say, well, what if it's 13? 7 goes into 13 once, right? But what we would say is that we could say that 7 goes into 13 once. It goes almost 2 times. But then we could go and it'd be 1, and we'd say, okay, well then we could add the remaining 3 to the 4, and because the remainder is 6, right? And so as we were saying before, 6 divided, that is our 6 divided by 7. It's there for us already. So let's just do that. So we'll have 13, and we'll do divided by 7, and then we can add 3 to that, which would give us, so 13 divided by 7 will be our 1, but then it will be 0.857142, and then we'll add 3 to it to get to 4.857142. We can submit that, and bingo, that's the answer. That is the amazing 7 trick. Anytime you see those digits, you know it's a 7. You know it's a divide by 7, and that's how you solve the part 2 of today's game. Anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later. See ya.